Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host, Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co author of New Success Secrets, available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Dillon Mitchell. Dillon is the host of Construction Corner podcast, and he is the one of the creative mind I have met who is saving almost 90% time, 70% time of design electrical engineers on their designing of electric outlets in the commercial buildings, the commercial projects, and that could be a huge cost saving and efficiency improvements on electrical engineers, the design processes. So let's see what else he has to say and why we need to learn from him. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Dillon Mitchell. Dillon, welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Hopefully, I didn't put enough pressure on you to actually. So, Dillon, let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to start this Construction Corner podcast?
Yeah, in the commercial construction industry, there's really not many people that are speaking out about it, especially on the design side. You know, it's a very kind of tight-knit group, and if you kind of step out, it's burn the bridges. So I wanted to be somebody to help kind of unite, talk about problems that we have in the industry and solutions for that. So that's why I created the podcast and have been doing it for a few years now.
Few years. How's their experience? Because in your industry, the people are not adapting the change very quickly, and so how that is working for you so far?
Yeah, I mean, in commercial construction, it's long timelines, right? So you're dealing with projects that take 18 months to complete and, build. So it's definitely a process to go through, but I've loved doing the podcast, had a lot of great guests on, and I think just continuing to talk about construction as a great industry, as a way for anybody to, come out of high school and have a great career, right? You don't need to go to college to make a great career in the construction industry.
Wonderful. So based on your experience, Dillon, I'm going to ask some tough questions. Are you okay with this?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Dillon, what are the top 3 missteps to avoid being a successful design electrical engineer?
Yeah, so a few of the things that we really talk about in engineering and especially in construction, a few things that you need to really learn how to do is communicate and communicate well. In construction in particular, that's picking up the phone, that's having an actual conversation with somebody, not just sending an email or typing anything, right? You need to actually pick up the phone and have a conversation. That's one of the biggest things to really learn is your communication skills. You're going to write a lot of reports, a lot of, emails, that kind of stuff, but to make sure that you're very clear and concise in your communication. And that's something that maybe not everybody truly understands, but you'll learn very quickly in the construction industry. So that's the biggest one. One of the other things in like getting ahead, if you will, is to find the right coaches, right? Find good people to listen to learn from, and so that you can kind of move up quickly, but really being able and willing to learn from those that have come before you is a huge thing, really, no matter the industry, but especially in construction. You got to kind of take your licks a little bit and learn as you go.
Third,
as a engineer, really, this is going to apply really more to business, but the third one would be hold cash, right? You want to hold cash in your company as a person, right? Don't spend more than you make.
So that goes against the many people give advice, say leverage the cash in a real estate. So in construction, they leverage. It looks like you're giving the opposite advice. They hold to your cash.
I mean, so as for contractors, especially for engineering firms, you're going to do work and then you're not going to get paid for 90 days. So you need to hold cash to be able to pay for payroll, materials, everything else. So it's a very different game than like real estate investing. So actually building the projects, you need to have a lot of cash on hand. Otherwise, you're going to go bankrupt, even though you'll show profit at the end of the year, accounting wise, you won't have any money to pay anybody. So you'll go out of business.
Mhm. There's a solution exists for factoring all those invoices, factoring where you can get get paid for your invoice very quickly, and then they can collect money later.
I mean, there's some things out there to get paid sooner, but very few truly exist and deal with construction in particular. Because again, you're going to buy material, you're going to do the work, you got to pay your people, pay for material, and then you're not going to, and then invoice it. So you're at least not going to get paid for 60 days, probably 90. And then depending if you work for the government, when you invoice, they have a 90-day window to pay. So it's a 120-day deal, which is 6 months by the time you're going to get paid for the work that you did, previously. So
that's still better than getting paid from big retail stores like Walmart and all that. That it takes almost a year to 18 months.
Yeah, and it's you gotta pay for it up front, so that and get paid for the work that you do later. So keeping cash on hand is a big deal.
Yeah, understood. So you have been working on this is new project for you, and you're trying to penetrate into a commercial construction industry to see get introductions. You are probably receiving so much resistance to adopt. No. We already have it. Everything is taken care already. How you're overcoming that resistance from?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I've designed millions of square feet in the commercial space, from schools, hospitals, offices, industrial facilities, millions of square feet, all in 3D, all using commercial grade Revit's the tool design programs. So in that, like, I know the struggles, the hardship that electrical engineers go through to produce a building, right? Like a big high school, 300,000 square feet is going to take 2,000 hours, which is a full year of somebody's time, or 6 months for two people, full time working on that given building. So what I did is seeing, the repetitive nature of putting construction documents together, right, to blueprints to build and design all these buildings, is that there's a lot of repetitive processes. While there is nuances, that's really 15, 20% of a given project. So what our mission for Cowabunga Studios is taking all those repetitive tasks and really automating through them, so that now the engineers, the design team, can do what they do best. They can be the best professionals that they are, right? They can focus on coordination, they can focus on engineering, they can be in client meetings, and the work is done basically, or a good chunk of the way there, so they don't have to worry about all the stuff they have to do in the office. We help them get through that project again to be the best that they do, and take away those tedious tasks of placing devices throughout a model.
That's great. You're really improving the whole industry altogether,
Yeah, that's our goal. I mean, like for me, in construction, you're dealing with really big projects, really massive dollar values, and there's a lot of stress. There's a lot of anxiety that goes along with that. I mean, personally, I ended up getting shingles at like 26 just from being so stressed on these projects. And that's what I want to keep other engineers from, from dealing with. Like, there's so many health problems, and a lot of this is just from stress and anxiety. And really our mission is to help reduce that across the industry.
No, this is a great mission, Dillon. What are your top 3 success secrets to create a success at your, Cowabunga Studios,
Yeah, for Cowabunga Studios, and really for any business, but especially in construction, you got to have patience, right? You got to know that it's going to take people a while to find the right project, to find the right thing to, try us out on, to, use and then adopt, right? It just takes a while in construction. Timelines are long, but once you get adopted, it works out really well. So to have patience through the industry, to be persistent, right? You got to keep showing up day in and day out, is the kind of the other secret. No matter, and that's, again, whatever industry you're in, you got to keep showing up day in and day out, doing the things that made you successful to get there. And then really the third one is to have a full belief in what you're doing, right? To believe that the thing that you're doing is going to help people, it's going to make their lives better. For Cowabunga Studios, like, I created a solution for me, and and now helping the rest of the industry. So again, you got to have belief, be persistent, and have a little bit of patience along the way.
Wonderful. That's good. This is true in most of the things, and also true at your company too. So, how the growth hacking secrets community people are watching this now can support you?
Yeah, the best way really to support us, obviously, if you know anybody in construction, commercial construction, electrical engineers are our target demographic. Currently, we're expanding product into other industries, but architects, engineers, anybody in commercial design, construction is our target demo. And then if you'd like to learn more about just the construction industry as a whole, our podcast, The Construction Corner, talks about all sorts of construction. We had somebody on yesterday talking about walls and ceilings, but really more construction in general. We had somebody talking about metal and fabrication. So again, we're focused on really bringing awareness to the construction industry and that it's a great career no matter where you get in through the industry. Obviously, I'm on the design side, went to school as an engineer. I'm licensed in 6 states, but you can really get in the industry at any point, and there's a whole width of things that you do, right? It's not just manual labor. There's a lot of things in the computer and technology and robotics that are in the construction industry today.
And just curious, is there people, the clients who are using it, they're all in the US, or the other countries can adopt this too? Or it's only local?
Yeah. The beautiful thing, especially electrically, is all the units are the same. So globally, electrically, we're available.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Anything else you like to share, which I didn't really get around to ask you?
Really, the construction industry is a great industry. Don't just think it's manual labor. Don't think it's just somewhere to pound nails or put something like that together. Yeah, it's a lot of hard work, but there's a lot of beauty in it. And again, everything that you see around you was built, by somebody. The construction industry it's not going away, and it's going to be here for the rest of our lives. So it's a great industry, great thing to get involved with.
Yeah. Definitely, especially with this green thing, new initiatives. The construction industry has to change a big time to adapt this new green thing and carbon footprint to ideally to zero. I have no idea when it will happen. However, at least people are talking about it. So that means a big change in the construction industry has to change so much.
Yeah, I mean as building codes change, right? That's a lot of the driving factors. Building codes change, then the buildings need to get renovated as things, change over, right? And like commercial office space, anything like that, renovations happen all the time. For like some of the buildings that you're showing there in the background, right? It's things get renovated, things get swapped out all the time. Hospitals are continuously under construction, as well as building new ones.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. As we are about to wrap up, I'd like to have your few words about your today's guest experience on the show. What would you say about your today's guest experience on the Growth Hacking Secret Show?
Yeah, this is a great opportunity. Thank you so much, Siddique, for having me. It's beautiful to be here, and really appreciate the opportunity to come on, share my story, and share some secrets, both good and bad, of what others can do to help their businesses and personal lives succeed.
Thank you for your kind words. Really appreciate it. What would you say as a final word?
Believe that it's possible and work hard to achieve it.
Believe that's possible, then work hard to achieve it. So thank you so much. That's a great inspiration for all of us in anything we do. So thank you so much, Dillon Mitchell, for sharing your wisdom with us today on behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.